Okay, welcome back. You're listening to WMUA, and this is Musical Odyssey. I am currently sitting here with Vijay Modi and Aloni, and we are actually about to sit with an interview with Yair Nitzani from Tislam. And this has been coordinated primarily by Roy, so he's going to actually introduce Yair over here, and then we're going to sit down and chat for a bit. So why don't you go ahead, Roy? And
hello, WMUA. Just a brief background. Yair Nitzani is the co-founder of the 1980s band Tislam, one of the most famous and influential Israeli rock bands. He was the keyboardist and the writer of many of Tislam's most famous and successful songs. In the years following Tislam's disbandment, Yair was CEO of the Head Artsy Recording Company and founded new musical talent in Israel. His solo music work includes hit songs such as Hashem Tamid and Shira Mangal. Today, Yair runs his own company called Yair Nitzani Music.
Right. Shalom, Yair.
Hi, how are you?
We're doing very well. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and let us interview here for our show. We are...
Pleasure.
As I'm assuming Roy has told you, this is a college radio station, and we broadcast around the 40 kilometers all around. So there's a fairly big, actually, following from the Jewish community. So I'm sure a lot of people will be excited.
Fantastic.
Anyway, so yeah, let's get started. I think Roy's been making up all these great questions. So
first question, if you could just tell us the story of Tislam, the origin, the type of music, any important events and or concerts in Tislam's career.
Well, Tislam was established actually in 1980. We were two soldiers in the Israeli army radio station. One guy called Izar Ashdod, who is a well-known artist today in Israel, and myself. We were soldiers in the army. I was a recording engineer in the radio station called Galei Tzahal. Anybody who's been to Israel knows Galei Tzahal. It's a very popular radio station run by civilians and soldiers. And Isa was a musical editor for the radio. And we met there, and we shared the same musical ideas, and we had the same taste in music, and we started talking about writing songs and producing music. And the first project was actually a song that we recorded at night at the radio station as a joke. We were in those days what we called then disc jockeys. We played disco at parties and discos. So that's how we made the living then. And the first song we wrote together as a joke was called Give Me Rock and Roll, about a guy who was dating that girl who's always into disco and he's into rock. So that was our first song, and we gave it to a friend of ours who was a singer in an army band, what they call in Hebrew Lakat Tzva'it, Dani Bassan, who became then the lead singer later for Tislam. And we started writing songs and recording them, and then we were signed to CBS in Israel. When we recorded our first album and mixed the album actually in the States. We went to Los Angeles to mix it in a very well-known studio called Cherokee in Los Angeles, where very famous artists like Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and the Cars and Rod Stewart also recorded at the same time, John Cougar Mellencamp. So we mixed the album there and came back to Israel. The album became a huge success, sold something like double platinum and more. And we went on tour. We performed for 3 years intensively, and we were very, very big here. And then we split.
אתמול את מאוחר, לשמוע